All right, guys. No, it's been a little bit since my last video, and that is because I've been working on one of my biggest projects to date. And I hope you guys enjoy. There's going to be a lot going on with this one. Like I said, it is definitely my biggest project to date. So yeah, we just have a massive, massive Clone Wars battle right here. Not based on any particular episode of the Clone Wars or movie, just something I came up on my own. So we have a big trench going right down the middle here. And obviously I'm going to do a much more in-depth walkthrough. Just want to give a broad overview right now. And we have the clones on this side. And droids on this side. So yeah, there are over 750 clone troopers on this mock. Honestly, probably more. I just lost count a while ago, so that is more of a rough estimate. And there are well over 900 battle droids. So both size and minifigure wise, this is my biggest project to date. I'm even having a hard time getting in frame. So yeah, we are going to be going through and I will take y'all through this entire thing. So we are making our way down the front lines here. And I really wanted to include as much detail as I could within the battle. So you're going to see various squads of ARC troopers throughout here as well, along with other elite clone troopers like ARF troopers. And obviously, my favorite legion, the 501st. So I tried to add some variation throughout the ranks. We have heavy troopers, the guys with the backpacks. Obviously, plenty of regular clone troopers as well. We have lieutenants. We have heavy troopers with shields, snipers, sharpshooters, and all of the above pretty much. So I definitely wanted to add some special troops into the ranks. You know, heavy troopers, snipers, etc., etc. So yeah, further moving on down the front line. I love how this scene came out with the squad of ARC troopers leading the charge. This guy's blasting this droidica. This droidica is already taken out. He's getting a nice little headshot right there. And yeah, you can see they are quite literally the tip of the spear, and the troops are rallying behind them in this part of the battle. I'm trying to show everything. There's just so much to see. So, I mean, we have machine gun nests back here, little outposts. I bought net pieces and filled the tops with foliage to make like a little cover, just to keep some of the supplies out of the rain, I would assume. So yeah, got somebody's lunch right there. We got these AT-RTs pushing through. So they are about to do a charge on the droids. This guy's already getting blasted. And we got a guy getting stepped on. And yeah, it is just an intense battle here at the front. That guy's getting shot. Guys fighting hand-to-hand combat. I wanted to show the intensity and chaos of battle. I mean, you know, it's hard to keep cohesion, especially in something like this with just hundreds and hundreds of troops. So yeah, I just really wanted to show that chaos of, you know, they're holding the front line. So we got the shield guys in front, as obviously they offer the most protection. And I kind of wanted to make like even almost a shield wall. So, you know, it would make more sense that these guys are just charging into a block of battle droids. I mean, how are you supposed to survive? So I think the shields add a lot of realism to that. And the heavy ARC troopers also have shields. So those guys are in the front, and then we have those two in the back without shields. And there's plenty of rocket battle droids as well. We got a captain right here holding a grenade and just, swarms of them. So that's what I was really going for with the droids. I wanted to show the absolute overwhelming force that they possess. And I think it turned out pretty well. So, yeah. Right here is a downed walker that I made. And I'm gonna go do an in-depth one of one that's not destroyed. But I just wanted to show this off quickly. Little guy crushed in there, rest in peace. And we have two of my favorite clone troopers ever made right here too. The bark troopers. Absolutely amazing clone trooper. I really hope LEGO remakes these guys one day. And yeah, just more details back here. Obviously, as you can tell from my last video, I really do enjoy building foliage and jungle scenes. So we got plenty of that in here. And yeah, just some more supplies. So yeah, I really wanted to make the back of the build where the supplies would be. Obviously, because we have the trench running down the middle and then the supplies in the back. So, we have all sorts of little camps right here. I really like how these turned out. Just tons of supplies. Because, this is a big conflict, so we're going to need all sorts of stuff. We got backpacks, grenades, crutches, tools, guns, barrels of fuel, etc., etc. I also tried to include a bunch of wounded throughout the battle just to add another layer of realism. These guys are walking back to what I assume would be a field hospital farther in the rear, and I gave them some crutches. Also, that little headpiece is from the 2025 Halloween minifigure, the Build a minifigure. It's the mummy. So I used that as it kind of looks like a bandage wrapping. So yeah, just some more supplies over here. We got another little lunchbox right there, a bunch of bottles, just all sorts of good stuff in here. And moving on to the main part of the battle, kind of in this area right here, where the two forces are colliding into each other. Here is that custom walker I was talking about. I designed these for this mock in particular. There's another one right there, another one right there. And basically I tried to design it off of the, what is it, the AT-DT, I believe. It's the one with just a fixed turret in there, which I really like the design of. Yeah, we got the controls up here. And thick, heavy armor plating surrounding those guys in there so that they are protected. And the main gun right here. So yeah, just a cool custom walker that's entirely my design that I made just for this mock. So I'm really glad how it turned out. And I'll have another angle of some other ones as well. And yeah, we're about to get into the battle here. All right, so as we can see in the main skirmish line right here, it is just absolute chaos. We have the lines of troops forming up, shields in the front, and men just rushing in to fill in the gaps in the line. We have a destroyed snail tank right here, adding some additional cover. And just hundreds of battle droids swarming in. Hundreds. And yeah, just an aerial view of this scene. As you can see, there are plenty of wounded in here and dead. This guy is on a stretcher. They're about to be carrying him back. Some more wounded right here. More wounded. Another stretcher. So yeah, I really wanted to add, you know, that level of realism to this, as this is a battle that is being fought. There's going to be plenty of wounded and dying men. So they are just doing everything they can to remove the wounded while maintaining frontline cohesion. This guy is pulling out one of his buddies from underneath the destroyed AT-AT. And yeah, that explosion when this one blew up definitely took out a lot of guys here, as you can tell. This guy unfortunately lost his arm. And yeah, I got these little syringes. I guess you could say they were like morphine or something like that. I'm not sure, but just a painkiller or something to help these guys with the pain they're going through. So another medical tent in here with an officer in there. You can't really see. It's hard to film, but got a back the tank in there as well. They're just trying to save that guy. Yeah. Some ARF troopers right here. Moving in. Followed with a bunch more troopers. You know, obviously, we already looked back here, the supplies. We have a AT-AT that is not destroyed, adding some additional cover. And yeah, love how this scene turned out. I just think it really shows the chaos of battle. So that's definitely something that I was really wanting to show in this mock. As obviously, the trench line is up here. However, this section of the battlefield, the clones have been pushed out of the trench and are making a desperate stand here. So further down, we're going to see where the clones still are in possession of the trench. We'll get there in a little bit. So, yeah. So on this side, we got some of the droid forces pushing up. Tons of tanks. Another destroyed snail tank. I actually added the tread marks into the ground from where the snail tanks were plowing along. So every single one of these tread marks, if you follow it, will eventually lead to a tank. So yeah, I really wanted to add that level of realism. And I think it looks pretty good, because obviously these are really heavy vehicles and they are tracked. The majority of Star Wars vehicles are, you know, hover tanks. So I think it makes sense to have these guys just tearing up the ground wherever they're going, as it would be similar to a tank would today. Yeah, I mean, we can just see how many battle droids there are just pouring out of the thick jungle, ready to destroy these clone troopers. But we'll see about that, as this is the 501st we're dealing with. So, yeah. Got some spider droids just crawling all over this destroyed tank right here, trying to get their shots off. And yeah. All right, so over here, deeper into the clone side, we have some more troops moving out. We got men moving in formation here, trying to keep that unit cohesion throughout this build. Another machine gun nest. Here's another one of those walkers that I designed. I do really like how they turned out. Yeah, I like the fixed gun on it. We got the gunners up there. More supplies all throughout here. Never have enough supplies. This guy is wounded, getting some comfort from his buddy there. Got some more ARF troopers. Got some more ARC troopers. There's actually 16 ARC troopers on this build. So that right there is pretty crazy if you know how expensive these guys can get. I don't even want to get into that. But yeah, just some more wounded guys down here. They're trying to comfort this guy, digging through there, trying to get him a syringe. Yeah, and moving over here, we have more supplies. Troops moving out. Tons of thick foliage. As I said, I really do enjoy building the jungle scenes. So definitely tried to capture that. We have more walkers pushing through the jungle here. And they are making a charge directly into the droids, which I will show y'all in a second up here. Yeah, just backing up a little bit to get a bigger aerial view over here. So, I mean, as you can tell, this mock is just absolutely massive. Massive. These are 6 feet long tables. There's 2 on this side and we have 3 thick. So that just shows the size of this. Yeah. So moving in here, we have more troops pushing to the front. Tons of thick foliage. You know, this is a very jungly planet, so I wanted to showcase that with the thick underbrush. And if you got on the level of Clone Trooper here, I mean, you wouldn't even, okay, iPhone, you wouldn't even be able to see through that. I mean, it would be over your head. So yeah, I just really wanted to showcase how thick this foliage is. So yeah, right here is kind of like the main base camp area. So start over here. We have kind of a field hospital right here. We got guys lined up on stretchers. Medics trying to do what they can. Plenty of syringes. Guys with crutches. More guys being carried in. And yeah, just you can really see the carnage of a big battle like this and the wounded involved. So get another angle of this. And yeah, this is just kind of like a little field hospital that they temporarily set up just to deal with all of the wounded and not overwhelm the main field hospital further down the line. And yeah, we have another big road right here. Just tons of troops moving along. Got more stretcher bearers carrying wounded. More ARC troopers, of course. Can never have enough of those. Probably my favorite clone trooper ever made, honestly. And yeah, these guys are entering the trench to the front lines. So cool scene right here. Right here, we actually have a little mortar crew. I'm trying to film it. Hold on. It's just this mock being so big and wide, it is very hard to film the middle of it as I have to lean over like 4 or 5 feet. So yeah, but here's like a little mortar crew. And yeah, so this is a cool scene right here. This is kind of where they are meeting the droids in the trench and trying to put a stop to their advance. So as you can see, they are just going crazy right here. We got a spider droid climbing over the edge, shooting that guy. He didn't get too lucky. And yeah, they are just going to town right there. So they are trying to take over the trench. Got some staff speeders right here. Pushing in. Another tank right here. This one's actually not destroyed. As you can see the tread behind it. And hopefully this AT-AT is able to destroy that. Or these guys are going to be in a little bit of trouble. Getting ran over. But yeah, here are some more shots of this battle over here. Can't get enough of that. I love how the front lines turned out with the shield guys and just some massive troops. We actually have a flamethrower dude right there. Didn't even mention him. There's another flamethrower guy right there. Yeah. So just the troops moving in, ready to teach these droids a lesson. Yeah. So here is another angle of that main base camp area I was talking about. We have, obviously, more ARC troopers. And we have ARC Trooper 5s right there. Probably my favorite clone trooper. Rest in peace, 5s. And I gave him a little cape too, so had to add to that badassery. We have 2 AT-APs. I really like this walker. This is probably my favorite Clone Wars walker. It's just such a cool design. I discussed it in my previous mock, but it really does remind me of a Jagdpanther, the German vehicle from World War II, as it has the fixed turret, which gives me tank destroyer vibes, and I believe that's definitely where they got the inspiration for this vehicle. I mean, come on, there's no way. So, yeah, it just totally looks like a Jagdpanther. Even the frontal sloped armor and everything, I mean, it just makes sense. So, yeah, just more supplies. We got racks and racks of guns, crates, fuel, grenades, just everything you can think of. Everything. Got some snipers moving in. Then got another ATTE here. Parking itself right along the trench here to really add some supporting fire for these frontline troops, as we have various tanks moving up, droid tanks that these guys need help destroying. So yeah, I added these machine gun nests all along the trench. There's probably like 8 of them or something like that. I'm not even sure. So they are in intervals along the trench. And yeah, I really like how these turned out. They're just adding some supporting fire to these guys. This guy, unfortunately, is getting shot. But yeah, just shows the desperate defense these guys are going through. We got a wounded man right here, bleeding. Troops charging down the line. Holding down the droids, getting shot. You know, etc., etc. But we can definitely see the mass amount of casualties these droids are having to take in order to storm this trench. Just droids getting shot left and right, bodies everywhere. Tried to add some fire and some explosions scattered throughout, but we definitely have some elite droid troops coming in. Bunch of droidicas, super battle droids, spider droids, and then obviously they have plenty of tank support as well. So, a lot going on here. We have a little area right here, just where guys are entering the trench. We got wounded men, obviously, everywhere. Some more Bacta right there. And yeah, these guys are just pushing into the trench, ready to defend it. And we are about to go into more of the droid side. So this is this side where the droids are attacking from. As you guys can see, we have the trench line right here. I really like the line of troops just defending their territory. And we can see right here from another angle of where they are fighting in the trench. So there's that spider droid shooting that poor dude. We got some jetpack troopers. And yeah, just absolute chaos in this trench right here. Bodies everywhere, explosions, fire. Yeah, whole 9 yards. Got some more tanks over here. So obviously churning up the ground behind them with that track mark. And I really like how this one turned out. So you can see the track moving up, 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 up. It crashes through the trench line right here before it is taken out, obviously by what I would assume either this ATTE or this ATAP. And it crashes right here, right before entering the field hospital. So good job on those gunners for taking that one out, or that would have been pretty bad. Yeah, just tons more droids. Like I said, I mean, there's probably around 850 to 900 battle droids in this mock. I honestly lost count a while ago. But it's something ridiculous like that. More battle going on. Here's another angle of that mortar crew. So I like how that turned out. These guys are kind of sneaking up to the front line right here, trying to get some shots off. And we can see how these shield guys are essential. They are in the front blocking the shots from the droideka. Without these guys, everybody here would probably be getting mowed down. So, and here are those ATRTs. They are charging in and ready to kick some droid butt. So, this guy is shooting. Yeah. So, some more carnage over here, more battle. Like I said, I love how these tank treads turned out. Each one connects up to a tank. So, yeah, I think I really like that added realism there. Here's an overrun machine gun nest. We got that spider droid stepping on that dead clone's head. They are breaking in through that explosion right there that took out the machine gun and probably all those unfortunate clone troopers too. So yeah, they are just swarming in. That's the main thing I really wanted to do with the droids. With the clones, I tried to do some unit cohesion throughout. We have squads moving in, squads of ARC troopers, squads of ARF troopers, guys grouped up together where it makes sense, fire teams, etc. But with the droids, I really just kind of went for a mass of overwhelming numbers as, well, they're battle droids. So that's kind of their main strategy. So, and we have some elite units scattered throughout here for the droids. So, like I said, a bunch of spider droids and droidekas. We also have commando droids, various squads of them scattered throughout. I know there's more, but I just need to find them. This mock is so big, I even forget where everything is. So, yeah, just commando droids discussing what their next move is right there, next to this destroyed spider droid. And yeah, just absolute chaos back here. We have that intense jungle foliage, as I was discussing. So, yeah, I think it adds a lot to this mock. And I really like building foliage. It's definitely one of my favorite things to build. So I think it turned out pretty good. I also was able to get a bunch of new pieces from my last mock and add some additional new foliage. So yeah. And we are gonna head over here. So this is probably one of my favorite parts to look at the mock from. We can see the front lines right here. Just the absolute chaos and bloodshed. and all of the clone walkers behind, facing the overwhelming mass of battle droids. So I think this part turned out really cool over here. You can just see all the walkers, all the tanks, all the droids, all the clones, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of minifigures on this mock. That's probably the majority of the cost of this build. I mean, obviously the parts were thousands of dollars, but I mean, all the minifigures, that's where these guys are not cheap, as I'm sure a lot of y'all already know. But yeah, see the trench line working all the way down. I actually built this trench a while ago. It's one of the first things I completed with this build. I probably would have, if I was doing it now, I definitely would have tiled everything off and added some more detail. I probably made it a bit wider too, as it's kind of hard to place scenes in there, as it's not too wide. But I like how it turned out. I've been working on this project for about 10 months, so I think a lot of my building techniques have really evolved along those lines as well. And yeah, just really like this part, as it shows just the absolute gigantic size and scale of this build. I mean, this one makes my last project look small, so, and that one was already huge, but just absolute destruction. At the front of this AT-TE just blown off. The pilot in there is not doing too well. Yeah. So just lots going on. I love this angle as well. Just shows the main clone camp area, I guess you would call it. All the supplies, troops moving out, and trenches, then the masses of battle droids. So just another really cool angle here. I was originally, as you can tell probably, planning to even make this mock bigger, but I think at this point it is definitely big enough, and I am looking forward to beginning my next project. So I decided to stop it here, but I mean, I don't think y'all can blame me. And yeah, just moving on down the line. I have these lights all surrounding the build too, so I was able to purchase a bunch of these, and they do a really good job of illuminating it, as the main light I have in this room isn't too bright. So, but yeah, this guy's firing his machine gun for his life. We have a ARF trooper here, moving up with a RPG or rocket launcher. I don't know if that would be the name of it in the Clone Wars, but a missile launcher, and he is going to try to take out what I assume would be this tank right here. Hopefully he makes it in time before that main cannon takes out that machine gun nest. And I believe there's another one somewhere. There he is. This guy is taking a shot on this tank right here. So hopefully he can pull that shot off soon too, or else these guys might be getting ran over here. So yeah. Just gonna do a quick walkthrough over here. This video is already getting pretty long, but maybe if you guys wanted me to do a very in-depth walkthrough, I could do that. There's actually a ton of stuff that I know I'm missing in here. It's just, I mean, this mock is just so big that even I forget everything that's in it. There's another destroyed machine gun nest right there. And yeah, so, but I love this side of the mock right here. So, shows the absolute size and intensity of it. I mean, there's probably over almost 1,500 minifigures in this mock, over that. And yeah, I really think that adds to it. I love the massive scale of the battle. just tons going on. Got some more commando droids in here. This guy's actually trying to hack into that computer there. And they are escorting the droids through to push into the clone troopers. But hopefully those commando droids hurry up and get their data, because these ARC troopers might push right up to them as they are rallying the troops. So yeah, I love how this whole scene turned out. Just destruction. I mean, that guy's shooting that droideka's getting shot. This droideka is already destroyed from that guy. And that droid's getting shot too. There's also a little droid right there getting crushed under this guy's shield. So yeah, I just wanted to show the absolute elite status of these guys. Definitely my favorite clone trooper ever. And yeah, I think that is mainly everything. I hope you guys enjoy. This has been a long video already, so I appreciate y'all watching to the end. I haven't asked this before, as I would not consider myself a YouTuber or anything. But if you guys wanted to subscribe and like the video, I would really appreciate that. Also, all the comments, I'm going to respond to every single one. I did that in my last video, and I really appreciate what you guys have to say. I mean, it really motivates me to continue building. And yeah, I mean, I just love Lego Star Wars The Clone Wars. So I've grown up on it ever since I was a kid. And I think it's awesome that I am now able to build something like this. So I think younger me would look at this and be like, holy crap. So, and we are going to do one more quick walkthrough, and then I think this video is going to come to an end. All right. Just wanted to show this off a little bit more. I know I'm missing so many more details too, so I'm just trying to remember. We got fueling stations for the ATRTs. They are getting fueled up, ready to go to battle. And yeah, just tons of detail in there. I really love, like I said, how these walkers turned out that I designed. They have their frontal plate armor, the main cannon, and the legs. Love how those turned out. Tons of foliage in here. Might be able to see a little somebody. And yeah, we got some snipers moving through there. Just like I said, I keep saying it, but I do really love building foliage. And I tried to showcase just how dense this jungle planet is. You know, they're trying to cut through all the foliage, get through it. Tons of foliage in there. I actually have a bunch of troops running through there as well to try to cut off this overflowing amount of battle droids pouring from the trench. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, this project took me over 10 months. And I mean, obviously, that's not even including all the time that I spent ordering parts and collecting minifigures for this. I mean, that process was years in the making. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. Like I said, if y'all want to subscribe, like the video, and leave a comment, I'd really appreciate that. We are so close to 1,000 subscribers. So I hope we can hit that here soon. And I will be working on my next project shortly. I'm not sure what it's going to be yet. Definitely leaning towards a clone base of some sorts. I've really been stocking up on parts that would suit that. So that's what I'm thinking. And it would give me a little bit of a break from just intense amounts of foliage. Like I said, I really do enjoy building foliage, but as you can tell, I've done a lot of that recently. So it would be nice to do a little bit of a switch up. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope the camera quality is okay. I am recording this off my iPhone 17 Pro, so I don't know, I think it's turning out okay. But yeah, I hope it is watchable for you guys. And like I said, I appreciate every single one of y'all. I hope you guys enjoy. And please subscribe, stay tuned, because I am only going to be building crazier and crazier stuff from now. This one, like I said, is already significantly bigger than my last project. So yeah, the sky is the limit. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy, and thank you for watching.